Hello, welcome back to the Drive-Thru. I'm your host, Tony T. As we broadcast live here on Pick Dawgz and Sports Chat Place YouTube channel throughout social media. We will get you out here before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games, and that's what we do here on the Drive-Thru Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time to deliver live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. Well, we've got our cappers here delivering those free picks for you today. Let's see how they're doing today. Kirk, what's happening?
Not doing bad. Big weekend ahead. Ton of sports back. So just looking forward to breaking it down on Friday, heading into the massive weekend.
Absolutely. Looking forward to the big weekend. Brian, what's going on?
Tell you, it's been a horrible week for me, but yesterday bounced back 2 in one day, got a miracle cover with Carolina Tar Heels. So we're going to try to carry that in to the weekend, get some W's here tonight.
That's right. Get that kicker. Exactly.
Everybody's shaking their head, and we're all like, get him!
Get that kicker out of there. Jeez Louise. Well, somebody got the hook up there. I know I heard someone got the hook. That might have got that one way early, but yeah, that was a push for some, a loss for others. Kevin, what's happening?
Great day yesterday. Bowden Francis pitched me into a win with the Blue Jays for plus money. Same thing with the kicker, but I wasn't dumb. I took the Carolina on the money line. But Coastal Carolina, man, they showed up and performed. So I'm excited for college football this weekend. So let's keep it rolling.
Yeah, impressive there with Coastal Carolina. Rich Rod, what happened? That was a big disappointment there from the Rich Rod side there. Obviously, the schedule, when you get that Sunbelt team, made them look bad yesterday. Jovan, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on? While Brian was getting a win out of a kicker who couldn't kick the broad side of the barn, and I was getting played with the money line. So it's gonna happen. These some of these games you're gonna find out over the course of the season. It's gonna be that slim. The margin of victory or loss is gonna be that slim. It is what it is. And then other times, the spread's not going to matter. That's just the way it is. I'd rather have it this way early than later on in the season. How about that?
That's right.
Get the hone in on what to select and what not to select.
Yeah, you very rarely see the good teams lose on missed kicks because they get in the end zone. That's usually what they do, right?
Right.
That's how it rolls. All right, Rod, what's going on?
No, not too much. They took a penalty, right? They took that big penalty. They were way in the in a better kicking position at the end of that game, and they took a penalty and got marched back, and then had to go back forward to get into that 47-yard position. But they also missed one earlier, so it happens. Those are the ones that, as Jovan said, you want to get those out of the way early. Get those bad beats out of the way early, and then you don't have to worry about them later on in the season because we know those even out. Definitely, those half points definitely come back to get you. And they also work in your favor as well. So you get both sides of it as we go along. So, but we're excited. I'm just excited. Massive weekend. Who doesn't love college football back?
Oh, yeah.
The best.
It's back. But I would like to see a little more passes. I don't understand running the football with 8 seconds left. What? That one was even crazier because what if they stand him up? What if he has a long gain? And the defenders holds them up. I've seen them hold up running backs to keep that clock running. So that was a head scratching call at the end of the whole game. But anyway, we're ready to roll here. Let's do it again. We're going to grind ourselves in college football again as we're getting ready here for the show. And let me just go ahead and get the graphics set to roll here. We'll cover the games here today. We're going to start here with college football. We already have a game started here with that Army game where we were not going to have time to get that one. It was a 6 Eastern start. But let me go ahead and get the graphics set for college football. And we will get the cappers ready to roll here on the show. So let me just get my screen ready for this set part of the show. We go to the odds, and here we go. Well, we're not going to cover this one. This one just started, and already 10 minutes, they couldn't get any scores. It seemed like a lot of points for Army to cover. And so far, they haven't gotten anything on the board yet in that one. All right, so let's move the chains, as we say here. In this one, we'll look here at Florida, FAU, Michigan State, Temple, Oklahoma. Brian's team is in action tonight. Elon, Duke, and Western Michigan, Wisconsin. We'll stop it right here, and we'll start here with Kirk.
Yeah, I'm looking here to lay the points with Duke. Elon, I don't even know what sport they're really good at, so I just can't trust Elon opening day here against Duke. Duke's at home. I'm going to lay the points with Duke, and then The other game here I'm looking at is, did we say Oklahoma or we did not?
Yes, we did.
All right, yeah. I'm going to be looking at Oklahoma with the spread. I know it's 42 points, but Temple, I think they're just awful. I think Oklahoma wins this one by 50 plus. So those are the two in this time slot I'm looking at.
They're actually, let's go ahead and add TCU and Stanford, because that one, there's no other games other than that one. So we're going to go ahead and add TCU Stanford. We're just going to add the entire card here on this college football, because with TCU Stanford is in there. Anything there, Kirk?
Yeah, that one I've been going back on forth all day. Probably leaned for me on the Stanford spread, but that one I think is tough altogether, so I'm staying away from that one personally.
Stay away there from Kirk. We go over to Brian. We're just covering the entire slate from college football on this one.
I got to say, out of this card here, as far as free picks go, I think the best one, in my opinion, is the Stanford Cardinals. Now, yesterday when I was looking, it was about 9.5, and we see it down to about 8. TCU, they had that nice run in that national title game 2 years ago, but they brutal last year. Now they're favored by over a touchdown here, or right at a touchdown. I think it's just slightly too many points here. I think Stanford can keep it within a touchdown, 7 points or less. And then the other game, originally I was liking Michigan State. It was minus 14 about 2 days ago. Now we're seeing it down to 12. Florida Atlantic, this is a step-up game for them. I think Michigan State's going to take a little while to gel on offense. I'll take the points here with Florida Atlantic.
Yeah, from Brian. All right, we move on over to Kevin.
Yeah, I was looking at the Western Michigan Wisconsin game. Wisconsin, they're pretty much a completely new team. They're going to be more pass heavy, I'm pretty sure, with Van Dyke there from Miami. He's got a lot to prove here, but this is game one. Western Michigan is a run-heavy team, run-heavy offense. And Western Michigan always seems to be that week one team that kills me. But I'm going to look at that total of 56.5, and I'm going to go under 56.5 for that one. And same thing with everybody else. Temple, Oklahoma. This is Oklahoma's. Well, this is Oklahoma showing everyone why they're in the SEC now. And that air raid with Luttrell as the offensive coordinator is going to be pretty amazing, especially with Nick Anderson and a couple other wide receivers returning. So I think 42.5 is generous, but I think they do shut down. Same thing with the Badgers. They don't have to play their guys for all 4 quarters. So I would take Oklahoma and then the under in Wisconsin.
There you go from Kevin. We move on over to Javon.
Yeah, so this Florida Atlantic Michigan State game, I'm gonna go with the under. Now the quarterback for MSU, he was chirping, take the over. No one knew if he was talking about the team total or the over in the game or whatever. But whatever the case is, I don't know if both of these teams contribute to get over the total. I think it's going to be a pretty nip and tuck as far as the point spread. It might hover around that number, or it might be in single digits. I don't want to find out really, because Florida Atlantic, they only have 4 returning starters on offense side of the ball. Meanwhile, their defense should be, pretty stout. And, I would rather have my money on the under than anything else. As for Duke has Malik Murphy, under center, former Texas Longhorn. He should be pretty dynamic, more dynamic than, Riley Leonard. And Riley Leonard, was pretty, dynamic. He did use his feet. So it should be pretty exciting to see what he's going to do tonight. I think that they roll in this one, to be quite honest with you. Looking at this Western Michigan-Wisconsin game, I got to side with the under. Here's the thing about Wisconsin last year. Last year, they couldn't get really much separation from these, lesser teams. And, they just didn't, they didn't, burn up the scoreboard neither. You know what I mean? So I don't think they burned up the scoreboard in this one. So 56.5, I think it stays under that total. And for TCU Stanford, Stanford's pretty much a public dog in my book right now. Don't want to touch them. I can see TCU pulling away late. I would touch Stanford for halftime. but I like the over in that one because Stanford last year, they were guard off on the defensive end of the ball, side of the ball, gave up 37.7 points per game. You know, we already know what TCU could do with the ball. They can score it at will. And, you know, Stanford, they bring back a lot of their players on both sides of the ball. You know what I mean? So I believe their offense can contribute to the point scoring also. So give me the over.
Over there from Javon, and we move on over to Rod.
And yeah, well, I got to agree with Javon there with Duke. Duke's got to go with Duke here with Malik Murphy at QB. They also return Jordan Moore at wide receiver. So nice pitch and catch combo for Duke. And Duke at home, they're 8-1, I believe, in their last 9 home openers. I like Duke to roll Elon in that one. And the Florida Atlantic and Michigan State, I got to go under. You look, as Jovan said, Florida Atlantic returning 4 guys on offense. Well, Michigan State's only returning 2 guys on offense. So defenses are definitely going to rule that game. A lot of running the ball and 44.5. Give me the under. Low scoring one. And you know what happens when you see low scoring? I'd have to lean to Florida Atlantic to keep it inside that number. Probably 7-point win for Michigan State in that one. And the other one, I'm going to go with Western Michigan plus the points over Wisconsin. We've seen Wisconsin all last season. They would never have covered this number of 24. I don't see them covering it this year. Sure, they've made a few changes and we're looking for some improvement, but that Wisconsin offense, I still don't trust until I've seen something from it. Western Michigan returning a lot of guys on offense, including that QB who looks real good, and I like Western Michigan to hang inside the number in that one. TCU and Stanford, you look at TCU, and TCU has, they love opening on the road. TCU's covered the spread in each of their last 8 road openers, but this is a Stanford Cardinals team that returned a lot of players, has Stanford. The problem is I still worry about that offense scoring enough. Because they definitely had plenty of drives last season that sputtered, that didn't finish in touchdowns, and only finished with field goals. So they're hoping to improve on that a little bit. So give me Stanford plus the points on that one. I think it's a touchdown game, either way you slice it.
Right there on that one there. All right, the way I look at these games here for tonight, I'm going to be going under with Temple and Oklahoma. I think Temple's going to have a struggle here to try to get points on the board. It's a Brent Venables defense here. It's going to be a massive challenge for Temple to try to get up there. I don't know if we're going to get that point total. Hopefully we can do it by themselves there. I will be looking as well with taking the points here with Western Michigan. Hayden Wolf back. All his targets are back in the on offense. Badgers really struggled on the offensive side, and Tyler Van Dyke, I'm not a really fan of his. Too many picks for my taste. Transferred over from Miami, so I'll look at Western Michigan there. I'm going to be that guy that takes TCU. I remember what happened to TCU last year in their opener, right? They suffered one of the most embarrassing losses in school history, much hype. They went in there and got beat by Colorado, right? So I think that'll be happening.
Correct.
One thing here with Stanford is it's tough to rebuild with Stanford because they're again one of the worst performers in the transfer portal because it's just too hard to get into Stanford. That's the problem. So they have to they have to correct their problems on their own. That means they have to go into with their recruits, and it takes time. I think it's a long process for Stanford to get back to their winning ways. And again, this is a defense that gave up 38 points, and they gave up a lot of run yards, 4.7 yards to carry on the ground, and almost 300 yards passing. I just think I have trouble here back in Stanford here because they can't get help from the transfer portal. And again, TCU is out to not do what they did last year. So that's how I looked at that one. All right, let's continue here on the drive-thru. We got you through the college football part of this show. So now we're going to turn our attention over to this baseball card. We have 15 games remaining from that 16-game card. We did have the Brewers and extras top the Reds, and they're getting ready here for Game 2 of the doubleheader. First game will be starting around 6:40, so we should get through them all. We'll get through all the games here. So let's go ahead and let's get underway and take a look at who we're going to be covering at this slot. We'll take a look here at Reds Tigers, Brewers Reds Game 2, Braves and Phillies. We started it off with Kirk.
Yeah, in this time slot, I'm going to look at the Red Sox here with Tanner Houck on the mound. Tanner Houck has been better on the road than at home. He has a 3.09 away ERA, 2.84 night ERA, and I think the Red Sox, they got blanked yesterday. They come back, they hit the Tigers, and Red Sox have been a better road team all season long. Not paying that much juice for the Red Sox. I think it's around minus 130. So my plan this time slot's going to be the Red Sox on the money line.
From Kirk, we go on over to Brian.
Yeah, for me in this time slot, I think I'm going to go here with the Atlanta Braves on the money line. I'd like to talk myself into the Philadelphia Phillies because the line doesn't look right to me. It seems like a lot of juice to be laying with the Phillies team that hasn't played well against the Braves over the last 10 games, losing 7 of the last 10. Got Ronaldo Lopez on the mound for the Braves, 3.12 ERA over his last 5 starts. He's been steady Eddie all year long. Ranger Suarez looked okay coming back from the injured list last start, but I'm just not sold on this Phillies team right now, so I'll take the plus money here with the Braves. I think they knock off the Phillies. They really need to get some W's under their belt.
All right, from Brian, and we now move on over to Kevin.
Same game. I like the under because of Lopez's history against the Phillies and the fact that the Atlanta kept all their 18 bullpen out of that last game yesterday because I think they thought they had that game had. No one expected Marsh to hit a home run. And then on the other thing, I think I'd ride Cincinnati in game 2. It looks like it's going to be a bullpen, and Devin Williams closed the game for Milwaukee, so I think he will be unavailable. And Cincinnati's bats have been pretty much consistent the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, from Kevin, now we move on over to Javon.
Yeah, I'm on the Red Sox also. It's just a situation where, the Boston Red Sox, they finally leave home, get to clear their minds as a collective, get on the road where they play better than they do actually at home. And, got their best pitcher, overall this season on the mound. I'm part committed in this one because I didn't know who the pitcher was for Detroit. Now that I know it's Casey Mize, is it as strong of a play? These pitchers coming off the IL, and Casey Mize is one of my guys. You know what I mean? So he might have righted, a few of his wrongs from earlier in the season. So time will tell. Like I said, I'm part committed with the Red Sox in this one. So that's that on that. I look at the under with the Braves and Phillies. It dipped down to 7.5. I don't like, I don't like it as much as when it was 8. Let's just say that. And it's juiced, and it's at DraftKings at minus 118. So it's approaching game time, and it might dip down to 7. Who knows? But yeah, I still rock with the under in this one. 2 pitchers who should put together strong performances. Ranger Suarez, he could use a little bit more stretching out of his his innings. He's only been pitching 5 innings, since he came back. So, get to 6, get to 7. Ronaldo Lopez, he's been pretty much the same all year. 6 innings strong, 1 runs, 2 runs allowed. Then you get to the bullpen, Braves bullpen lockdown. So,
yeah.
It all spells to the under for me. And I have really no opinion on that second game. That does second half of the doubleheader.
Yeah, from Javon, we got our first lost season here. Max Johnson, quarterback UNC, out for the year with that broken leg. So take note of that. Rod, over to you.
And for me, Boston and Detroit, you know what? I just can't back out until he shows some improved form. Boston's lost his last 7 starts, and he doesn't look good. Home road, don't matter where he pitches for me. Right now, he looks awful. And this Detroit team's hitting 270 over the last 10 games. Well, Boston's struggling, only hitting 215 over their last 10 games. And pitching-wise, well, the Detroit bullpen's been better as well. So with Casey Mize going on, I'm going to take Detroit to continue to roll in that one. Boston doesn't look good. So give me Detroit there. And that second half of the doubleheader, give me the over. We see 9 runs in the first one, and now with these 2 starters going the way it's been going, I think we easily see some runs in the Great American Ballpark between Milwaukee and the Reds. I don't think either of those 2 starters equate to who gets the win. Give me the over 10 in that one. And I agree with Kevin. Give me the under. Lopez and Suarez going to have a pitcher's duel. Maybe if you want, take the under first 5, but I think under 7.5. I think we easily cruise to the under in that one. Pitchers duel, I think it's like a 3. First to 3 wins it. I would lean 3-2. Phillies get the win in that one.
There you go from Ron. They may not make 3. Could be 2-1. We'll see how that rolls. All right.
Could be 2-1. Yeah. Either way, I like the under as the better play there.
There you go. All right, I'll look at this one. I'm going to look at the Reds in Game 2. I know it's a little bit of line value there. Louder, they're going to expect a lot out of them, right? Because this Reds bullpen's kind of been banged up. We saw that Oakland series. I think Rod made that earlier in an earlier show, made note of that. But Hall, man, his form, 3 starts, 12 runs, 11 2/3 innings. That's rough here. I see a little edge here on this Louder kid who's a fast call-up, right? He was just drafted last year. All of a sudden, you're in Major League Baseball. I mean, that's a fast track if I ever seen it here. So I'll go there with the Reds in Game 2. I'm going to take the plus there with the Tigers. They've won 13 of 17. Houck, his past 5 starts, ERA over 5. The Tigers bullpen has been pretty good over that period of time, and they're hitting. Look at that one at the Tigers there, and I'll look at Atlanta in that one as well, getting some plus money with the Braves here. And Ronaldo Lopez, what can you say about him? 2 earned runs or fewer in 18 of 21 starts. Yeah, no one's really talking about Cy Young there, but I mean, these are some pretty good numbers here. And one thing that helps him out is the fact that one thing that has been consistent throughout the season has been that Braves bullpen. So I'll look at that, Braves in that spot. All right. And also, too, mention note, even when Ranger Suarez went out, I know it was a back injury, but man, he looked like he had a dead arm right before he hit that injured list. All right, we'll continue here on the drive-through as we get ready here for the next games here on our board. We're going to go here with Cubs Nationals, Padres Rays, Cardinals, and Yankees. We start off with Kirk.
Yeah, I'm going to be looking here on the Cubs on the run line. I know it's pretty square of a play, but how can you not back the Cubs right now? Scored 14-plus runs in 3 of their last 5 games. They've just been hitting the cover off the ball, and up against Jake Irvin, I think they get to him early and often. And with Imanaga on the mound, sub-3 away ERA, this is just the play. Cubs on the run line, maybe even 2.5 if you want to play with that a little. And I'd probably also lean towards the Yankees on the run line at home. I know Stroman's on the mound, but I do think this is just a Yankee-style game here Friday night at home. I'm going to go with the Yankees here on the run line as well.
There from Kirk, and we move on over to Brian.
Yeah, I got to say, this might be my favorite play. I know I said that, I think, in the last segment, but I probably should have taken the Tampa Bay Rays on the money line. I've just been burnt so much this year from them. This looks like the contrarian play of the year because you got Martin Perez on the mound. The guy has a 2.70 ERA, 5-0 over his last 5 starts. And you got Taj Bradley on the mound. He's been getting smoked, but he has good stuff, a good arm. I'm waiting for Martin Perez to start blowing up here. It just seems too good to be true to take the Padres. And when I see a line like this, I'm going to go the other way, take Tampa Bay on the money line. I think they get it done.
Yeah, from Brian. Now we move on over to Kevin Thomas.
Yeah, I would look at Chicago, Washington, that total of 8. I mean, this young Washington team with all the injuries, whoever expected 61 wins? I sure didn't. But they're doing it with the bats from the young guys, and I think it continues here. I see that over cashing, especially the way that Chicago's clubbing that ball. And then I like St. Louis over the Yankees. I think Feddy's been he actually earned his money against the Twins. Now, I know the Twins are dealing a lot of injuries, but I think he went 6 strong, giving up one earned run, 7 Ks. Like I always say, I'm not a huge Marcus Stroman believer. I think he's aged out. So I would take St. Louis there for the nice payout.
Yeah, from Kevin, we move on.
Yeah, I'm on the Cubs. It's just a situation where Imanaga, he's been pitching strong. He had a couple bumps in the road, in a couple spots this season. But overall, he's been fantastic. Meanwhile, Jake Irvin, I like to fade him, and I'm going to fade him in this spot. It's really that simple. A little bit out of my price range, but, I think they can get the win. So I don't mind laying the juice with that 155. Looking at this Yankees game, Eric Fedde, he's faded. I mean, he did, come back and, pitch a decent game, I believe, in his last start. But, ever since before he moved over to St. Louis, he started to regress. And, since he's been with St. Louis, save for his last game, it hasn't been that pretty. I think the Yankees can get to him and get to him in a big way. it's feast or famine with the Yanks. To be sure, they're not gonna single you to death or double you to death. They're gonna try to hit the big bomb. So, if he lays one over the plate, it's gonna go the other way. It's gonna go real far. So, I'll back the Yankees -1.5.
All right, John says it's Eric Fady. So that's what he's going to do in this one. Is
No, not Fade. Not Fade.
Not Fady? No, okay. All right, let's go over to Rod.
Definitely Eric Fady. Got to fade that guy for sure. He hasn't been good ever since he's come over to St. Louis. Sure, he might have looked good as recently as last start, but other than that, his ERA has been rising and going up. So, and I don't like what I've seen from the Cardinals, and having to travel in this spot as well. Yankees having the day off, sitting here rested. Their bullpen's ready to go, even if Stroman doesn't go 6. But I expect Stroman to be ready to be dueling, and I think he easily goes 6-7 innings. This is one of those games that he gets up for rested. You look at his last few starts, he has been dealing, and I think he deals here in this one. And then you're looking at this Cubs and Imanaga. You know what? I'm going to go a different way. Imanaga, sure, I don't know. It comes to the bullpen, could get ripped up. Why is it only $1.55? I think it should be a little more than that. But I think Imanaga does good. You look over the 18.5 outs. It's a nice +140. I'm going to take it. I think Imanaga can go over the 18.5 outs. He's done it in 4 of his last 6 starts. And in that one, I don't want to mess with a side because, I don't know, something just smells fishy there that Cubs lose it late. That feeling, especially with Irvin on the mound. You know what? He hasn't pitched bad. Sure, his numbers have been better on the road than at home, but this Washington team, they got the better bullpen when it comes to things late. It's almost a 2 ERA difference over the last 10 on the bullpen for Washington. So Imanaga over the 18.5, and give me Washington to win it late.
Yeah, from Rod, I'll tell you how what I think about these games here. Padres, the Rays here. I'm going to take the plus here on the Padres. Yeah, you're going to have those stretches where you have these win streaks. Then you're going to lose a couple, but again, here they're going to come back, and Rod's got the Ryan there with the.
It's like I said earlier. I was like, they look at that Padres. Why is it so low? It's like $1.30. As I think I said on a morning show that I said, as Bittler would say, they're begging you to get on them.
Begging you.
Yep.
Begging you to get on the Padres.
Yeah.
Give me the Rays.
Perez
about that one.
Perez has been too hot. Past 6 starts, ERA of 2.20. Bradley, look at Bradley's past 5 starts, ERA of 8. And the Rays struggle.
That's how I like them.
Baseball, that's right. Upside down, right? That's how it works, right? It's like the hourglass. Okay, you've lost enough. Let's turn it over. Now you're going to start winning. That's kind of how baseball is. Yeah, I'll look at the Padres. Can't resist that plus price against the Rays team against, again, 2 pitchers in opposite direction. It's not Fady, it's Stroman. No, man. I'm not taking Stroman here. I'm going to take the Fady here with +154 at that big plus price. We take a look here at Feddy's. He puts some respectable numbers up there, but look at Stroman his past 3 home starts, 14 runs in 18 innings, battling control issues. Cardinals have won 6 of 9. They got to give them respect, right? They got Milwaukee there in the divisional battle there, and their bullpen's been pretty good. So I'll look at the St. Louis and that one. All right, let's continue here on the drive-thru. Let's get ready for the next series of games here as we move on this Friday card from Major League Baseball with Pirates, Guardians, Athletics, Rangers, Mets, and White Sox. We start with Kirk.
Yeah, I'm looking here at the Pirates versus the Guardians. I mean, this is a game that the Guardians need to win. Their Royals are coming, the Twins are coming, so they need to win this game. Ben Lively's been better at home than on the road, better in night games than day games. I think Guardians are really going to get to the Pirates here in this one. The Pirates, they just coming off a 10-3 lead that they blew the other night. They're going all downhill. I'm willing to lay 2.5, 3.5 with the Guardians, but even the run line is +135, so I'm with the Guardians on the run line in this one.
Yeah, from Kirk, move over to Brian.
Yeah, for me in this grouping, I think I like the Oakland Athletics on the money line here. You got JP Sears. He had a slow start to the season, but he's been pretty fantastic. Last 5 starts, 2.78 ERA. You got on the other side John Gray. He's been getting hit around like a piñata, almost a 7 ERA. Rangers, maybe the most disappointing team in baseball. I'll take the Oakland A's on the money line.
Yeah, from Brian, we move on over to Kevin.
I have to agree with Brian. I think this line's a little high up just because Texas swept the White Sox, if you put any stock in that. But I like Oakland on the money line. And then if I'm looking at the Mets and the White Sox with their 2 Cy Young pitchers and McGill and Cannon going at it, I'm looking at that over 9 in that game as well.
Yeah, from Kevin, we move on over to Javon.
Yeah, the only choice I could take is the Cleveland Guardians. You know, Pittsburgh, they've been out of it, dead in the water. Bailey Falter's on the mound. He should give it up pretty hefty. You know, Ben Lively, you know, despite all the guys, you know, that look at you know, these advanced analytics and, you know, call for his regression, and, you know, he keeps on doing what he's gonna do, which is, you know, have solid performances. You know, so, you know, gotta hand it to him. You know, against all the doubters. You know, so Ben Lively, I think he has another serviceable start, another, quality start, and gets the dub in this one. JP Sears, he didn't pitch so well in his last game, did he? Or did he just lose 2-1? Was that a game he lost 2-1, or was it when he got blown up in?
I think he had a
blown
bounce
up
back. Yeah.
Blown up. No, he got blown up last time out.
Yeah,
Milwaukee. He got blown up before 2 innings, 9 hits, gave up 7 earned runs.
Yeah. So with that said, bounce back performance from JP Sears. You know, it's just one of those things where I think he's too good of a pitcher to, you know, lay consecutive dubs in that one. So I think, you know, behind his pitching, I think that, you know, he gets the job done. I really don't have any opinion on the Mets game. I'm not touching any White Sox games whatsoever. You know, if you want that plus money on the +1.5, take it, because last couple of games they have, you know, it's been 1-run games. You know, so there might be some value in that just on the strength. But Jonathan Cannon, he hasn't pitched so well as of late as well. So, you know, it's just one of those things, man, where, you know, there's value with the 1.5 +1.5 because it's plus money. But, you know, do you have faith in Jonathan Cannon getting the job done and keeping his team in the ball game?
Yeah, that's right. Funny you mentioned analytics here. We're already toward the last month of the season, and you know you got to factor the wear factor on some of these players. They may not be able to pitch to their numbers because they've been throwing hard for 5 months.
Right, and that's, you know, they teach the pitchers that nowadays. You know, the pitch hard from pitch 1 to pitch 100. You know what I'm saying? They don't teach them to, you know, go easy into the game, and then as you're, you know, going inning for inning to the 4th, to the 5th, to the 6th, then you get stronger. That's what Justin Verlander or, you know, Pedro Martinez, guys back in the days where, you know, as the innings, as the game wore on, they got stronger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, they don't teach them like that anymore. So, you know, it is what it is. That's the state of baseball, though.
Yep, that's like that's like track and field when you run those, what do they call those 3,000-meter races, when you run around the lap 20 times. Those last 2 laps, they're pretty much crawling to the finish line, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I look at it.
Right. Hey, listen, they throwing gas for the first pitch. They're throwing 102, 102.5, killing the radar gun. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, they're trying to do it at pitch 80. You know, whereas back in the day, it used to be you ease into it. You know, guys are pitching 92, 93. You know, they could get up there, but then all of a sudden, when they need it, they got gas in the tank. You know, in the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, you know, whatever ended back in the day. So, you know, it's just a different philosophy, I guess.
That is. All right, we'll move on over to Rod.
Yeah, for me in this time slot, I like Cleveland here as well. This is one of these series that Cleveland needs to win, and since Minnesota's been slumping a little bit lately, the Guardians need to put themselves some distance to win the AL Central. They're only a few games up. Twins are nipping at their heels. We figured Guardians were a runaway. Well, Twins are not that far behind, so going against the Pirates here in this one, Ben Lively, big mismatch. Pirates on the road against the good teams, 0-7 on the road as a dog. Give me the Guardians. I'm not going to go instead. Just give me the run line, -1.5. That's plenty enough. I think the Guardians cruise in that one. And yeah, JP Sears, you look his last time's out. I think they rushed him into that spot that he got rushed into. He only had 4 days rest because he pitched on August 18th and then they turned around and expected him to go on August 23rd. Well, he did go 3.2 innings and got rocked in that situation. And they gave him a rest day yesterday and pushed him forward into this spot here to go against Texas. And he's dominated Texas this season. He's pitched 11 innings, only giving up 9 hits and 4 runs. When the combination score would be 10-4 Oakland in those 2 games. Give me JP Sears and this Oakland team. Oakland doesn't lose a whole lot back-to-back, as the Athletics have won their last 8 games as an underdog following a road loss as well. So love Oakland in that spot. And which one did we do? Did we do Toronto, Minnesota, or did we Kansas City?
Mets, White Sox.
Oh, the Mets, White Sox. That's right. Mets and the White Sox. McGill's back on the mound. Ooh, yuck. Give me the White Sox first 5. I know Cannon hasn't been throwing cannons and darts his last few, but here against the Mets, I think he can mow down some Mets in the first 5. I like Cannon and the White Sox. I don't want to mess with that White Sox bullpen. The way it's been going. I know the Mets have been bashing, but I think this is a good spot. Give me Cannon, first 5 in the White Sox.
Yeah, if I'm right, all right, the way I look at this one here, we'll look at, I'm agreeing there with that Guardians run line here. The Pirates bullpen's been hammered. Falter's been hammered his past 3 starts, 11 runs in 14 2/3. And Lyman's allowed 2 earned runs or fewer in 6 of 8. Look at the Guardians run line there. Also, we'll take Texas here plus the price. You're going to have a bad start here and there, but Sears, you look over his past 9 starts, his whip is 1.06. Issue here on the Gray is in a gray area right now. When you look at Gray, past 7 starts, ERA of 7.5, whip of 1.57, pitching to high contact. So I'll look at that Oakland here in that spot. All right, let's continue on the drive. Let's go ahead and close out the baseball. We're going to cover the next 6 games here because we're getting up against it here. So in this set of games, we're going to finish it off here with Blue Jays Twins, Royals Astros, Orioles Rockies, Mariners Angels, Dodgers Diamondbacks. We'll start off with Kirk.
Yeah, this time slot, I'm going to be looking at the over in the Orioles versus the Rockies. The Rockies have scored 8+ runs in 3 straight games, and Gomber, he'll give up his runs at home, so I'm expecting an over 11.5 in this Orioles-Rockies game. Balls are just flying out of Coors Field right now. And the other game I'm looking at here is going to be the Diamondbacks on the money line at plus value at home with Gallen. I know Kershaw started to pitch better, but I think the Diamondbacks here take the value in the Diamondbacks. So those are going to be my 2 plays in this slot.
2 plays from there from Kirk over to Brian.
Yeah, I think out of this grouping here, I'm going to go with the Arizona Diamondbacks on the money line. Must-win series for them if they want to have any chance of knocking off the Dodgers here. You got their best starter, Gallen, on the mound. Kershaw's been a Hall of Fame career, definitely. But I think Arizona's a hot team, more desperate. I'll take the plus money on a Friday night.
Yeah, from Brian, and we move on over to Kevin.
Kansas City, Houston. Seth Logo has struggled since including my Phillies. His last 3, he's like 1-3. On the other side, Framber Valdez is 5-1 last 6. I would go the run line here with the Astros at home, and then the Baltimore, Colorado. I got Gunnar Henderson and Santander. Only one of them needs to hit a home run, plus 155 for a problem.
All right, we then move on over to Javon.
Yeah, I'm on Houston all day, every day. Minus 1.5. At plus money. The thing about it is, Seth Lugo, the regression monster has really hit this guy. And I think that it's going to keep on going. I think they're going to get to him in a big way, put up a crooked number on this guy, and the Royals bullpen, who hasn't looked so well neither. So I think it's all Astros all day, all night in this one, really. From the word go, you can put a Durfee in. I think they get to that. Framber Valdez, I think he should record a win. Get that. You could bet that. I just think this is going to be a dominating performance from the Astros. I would have bet it if it wasn't so priced out of my range with the money line. But yeah, it's that minus 1.5 at plus money, so you can't go wrong with that neither. Get a little bit of value with that one. and I want to roll with Austin Gomber. To be honest with you, the Orioles, they haven't been hitting lefties well. They haven't been seeing the ball well from lefties, as of late. And with Austin Gomber being a lefty, man, I think they'll play for a win at home. If you don't like it at money line price, then you could take it at +1.5. It's not so juicy as that -130. So
There we go from Javon, and we'll move on over to Ron.
Yeah, I got to agree with the Rockies play there. Rockies as a home underdog following a loss. Well, they're 8-1 as a home underdog following a loss, so bounce back spot here for Colorado. And I just don't trust this Baltimore team. This looks like they looking like they were good, but I think they're frauds. Even if they slip into the playoffs, they're out of there first round. I don't care who they face. They'll get their butt whooped and get tossed right from the playoffs. Are the Orioles? They're just frauds. I don't think they had enough pitching to do anything. So I think it's just one of those spots. Colorado, give me the plus money there. And the Astros, this whole series is going to be is a revenge series. Kansas City beat the snot out of Houston earlier when they were awful. Not now. Not touching Kansas City with a 10-foot pole. Astros and Framber Valdez, they're going to get mowed down in this one. Astros easily lay the run line in that one. Not too worried about that. And the other one, well, look at the mismatch. And Olier for the Marlins, not touching that guy. He's been awful. Nothing but a gas can, giving up runs left and right. And we've seen what Snell has done. I'm going to take the Giants on the run line. I think they easily handled the Marlins in that one.
From Rod, all right, the games I'll look at here. Toronto, Minnesota under. Lopez has been solid. 2 earned runs or fewer in 7 of his past 8. Twins under in 4 of 6. Goslin's got it together over his past 4 starts, ERA of 2, whip of .85. I'm with you guys here on this Astros. I'm going to take them on the run line and get that plus 140 with that Astros today. We've seen the issues here with Lugo past 6 starts, ERA over 6. Valdez in the better form. Casey bullpen, we know, has had their struggles. Astros bullpen in pretty good shape. And the Mariners, the Angels have owned the Mariners. Believe it or not, they've won 6 straight against them. Give me the plus price with LA here in that spot. We got Elder Gary to make his MLB debut, a lefty here in the low minors, respectable numbers here. But again, if you're going to be laying, what's this price on Seattle? If you're going to be laying almost $2 with Seattle, you better have a check mark in every area. And where they don't have a check mark is hitting. So there's no way you can lay a $2 favorite unless you could put a check mark in every key area. And with hitting with Seattle, no way. Give me LA here at the plus price in that one. And those are the ones that I like here out of those. All right, let's continue here on the drive-thru. Let's get to the WNBA. We got a 4-pack tonight. Ion will televise many of these games. So we'll get underway here with WNBA, and let me go ahead and get my graphic ready to roll here. So we're going to move. We'll start it off here with Sky Fever, Lynx Wings, Dream Aces, Liberty Storm. We start here with Kurt.
Yeah, I'm looking here at the Liberty. I know the Storm are a really good home team, but the Liberty, they need to win after that embarrassing loss to the Sparks the other night, and it's just such a small line here, the spread. I have to go with the Liberty. I even see it down to 3 on some books here, so I'm going to roll with the Liberty to bounce back here, as I think they're the best team in the WNBA, and they've just hit a tough, rough patch right now, but I think tonight's the night they correct that.
No, we're to Brian.
Yeah, for me, these are 2 games I probably should have as premium plays, but my good friend Kevin Thomas talked me into a different one on this board. But as far as these games go, I really like Las Vegas. The Aces, though, they've been chapping my ass for a couple weeks now. They're just not covering. But this 10.5 is a large number in Atlanta. They've been knocking some big teams off. This number just seems high to me. I'm going to take Las Vegas. Then the other game, Seattle, it's been hovering 2.5, 3 all day. Seattle, good home team. They've been strong against the spread this year. I think if they're going to contend in the Western Conference, this is one of these statement-type wins. You got to come out and knock off New York. I'll take Seattle plus the points here.
Yeah, from Brian, and we'll move on over to Kevin.
Probably the game that's going to be more watched in college football is Indiana against the Chicago Sky, as we got 2 Rookie of the Year candidates going at it. I'm putting all my money on Angel Reese over 13.5 rebounds, plus 100 at MGM. She's going to get about 18 because she's got to overperform because we all know the favorites, Caitlin Clark here. So I'm going to go with Angel Reese and the rebounds. But then I'm going to look at the Las Vegas Aces also at home, 10.5 spread. Well, Atlanta's missing their big threat on the boards. Tina Charles is out for this game, so I think the Vegas Aces, their weakness has been rebounds. They gave up 50-some rebounds to the Dallas Wings in that horrible loss, and they only had like 39. A.J. Wilson scored 41 points. I think the Vegas Aces at home have to win this game handily. I would take the Aces laying the points.
Yeah, from Kevin, move on to Javon.
Yeah, I know the Minnesota Lynx, they've been hot, but Dallas, they finally came out of this show and started winning some games. So this +8, man, looking kind of juicy right now. I really don't want to do it, but it's looking like a good bet, man. Being a home dog, they're playing some of their best on basketball. Coming off a win against the Aces. It might be too many points. Not to take a shot with them. And it should be a high scoring game, so take the over as well. Even though the Lynx, they are a defensive leaning team. I gotta roll with the Dream. It's just a fade of the Aces. When's the last time they've covered? And now they're losing to bottom people.
They're covered tonight. Don't worry about it.
All right.
They're due for a cover.
Man. Yeah, they would do last game and they got outrighted. So it's just one of those things, man. Like I said, I don't care who's playing on the other side. You fade them until they show you that they can cover or they can actually, win. But anyway, and the Dreamer actually been playing pretty decent ball. So, and you got to roll with the Liberty. There's really nothing else to say about it. The Storm. They're on a downswing right now. They've been losing games that they shouldn't really be losing. Since coming back from the Olympic, whatever break that you want to, however you want to call that break that they had for a month. So yeah. For me, there'll be no home dog because I like playing home dogs. When you're dealing with a +500 team. So, but in this spot, I'm not going to do it. I got to roll with the Liberty.
Well, with the Liberty, we move on over to Ron.
Yeah, I can't do it. The Liberty in there, only 3? Why is it only 3? The Liberty are a way better team than that. And you look, that should be at least -8, -9, -10. They're that much better.
When you lose to the Sparks, you lose all respect.
Well, exactly, because you know what? They don't care about this game. And that's what happens in the WNBA. They have to be motivated to play this game. Last I heard, they were seen on a whale watching tour was this Liberty team. They don't like they like to come to Seattle and eat some food, have some drinks, have some of that coffee. Because you look at their last 7 trips into Seattle, well, they're 1-6 the last 7 meetings versus the Seattle Storm. I don't think they really care too much about this game. I'm going to take the Seattle Storm on the money line. I think the Liberty, back-to-back outrights, the Liberty get taken to the woodshed in that one. The over, as Jovan said, Minnesota and Dallas. Dallas doesn't play a lick of defense. Can play some defense, but the Wings don't play a lick of defense. Last 8-0 to the over. The last 8 meetings head-to-head between these two teams. No defense played on that one. Track meet. Take the over in that one. And you know what? I look at the Aces and go, this is their spot that they should cover. They should, right? You look, the Dream coming in, 5-12 ATS, their last 17 trips into Vegas. A lot of lights and a lot of whistles going on for the Dream in Vegas to get distracted on. And you look, their last couple trips into Vegas, the last 2, they got pounded. Lost by 20. Actually, I'm gonna lay it with the Aces. I think this is the bounce back spot. If they want to have anything or make anything go with the season, they gotta win this one. And I think they do. That's why that line is moved all the way up. It's bounced around. I've seen it go down to 9. I've seen it go down up to 9.5, and now I see most of it 10.5 all over. Begging you to take the Dream. I mean, give me the Aces in that one.
From Rod. All right, the way I look at this card, I got one game I'll look at here from WNBA. I like the under there with the Liberty and the Storm. When you look here at the Liberty, they're the top number one in defensive efficiency since coming back from the Olympic break. And Seattle, just 95 points per 100 possessions offensively. They're near the bottom of the league, 11th out of 12 teams in offensive efficiency since coming back from the Olympic break. Go under there. And that's, again, it's a little steam chasing, but there is, in this one, 163 in some places now from 164, Liberty and the Storm. All right, we got you through the sports now. Let's find out what the Cappers have over at Pick Dawgz Premium as we're heading into a huge weekend of college football and more. What do you have going on? M Soccer from Kirk, what do you have going over at the site?
Yeah, I already got a 5-pack up for soccer tomorrow, and then probably have some other sports up. Been pretty invested in soccer with all the top 5 leagues coming back, so probably some MLB, college football sprinkled in there as well. So hop on that 3-day and let's have a big weekend.
Get on board with Kirk. And over to Brian. What's going over at Pick Dawgz Premium here? Good start to college football.
Yep, 2-0 start to college football. We're going to add to that tonight. My Titanium Note play is about to start at 7 o'clock, so we'll get that one's off the board. But I got my prime time winner for just $30 at pickdawgz.com. And if you want my best bet for Saturday, my Titanium winner is up and posted, $25, pickdawgz.com. Don't miss a play. Definitely going to be a big-time Saturday. Maybe pair me up with one of the all-star handicappers at pickdawgz.com. Definitely going to be Saturday worth partaking in.
Yeah, guys, give out those 3-day passes. Get a lot of those sales here with this big weekend. Kevin, what's going over at Pick Dawgz Premium?
We got 3 WNBA still ready to go off. My MLB's in the process right now, and we still got a college football 2-1 since week 0 college football. Tomorrow, I will have a ton of investments up. This is when you want to jump on the 30-day pass, even the 7-day pass, because it'll get you that NFL game, 2 of them. It'll get you Thursday and the Friday, my Packers in Brazil. So I would definitely look at long-term, and the 2-for-1 capper deals are a no-brainer.
Yeah, great value there. Get on board, guys. And over to Javon. What's happening over at Pick Dawgz Premium?
Yeah, I got an MLB 3-pack, 3 games that I particularly actually they cut 2 of them off. I've already went off. The Red Sox are already winning right now, so 1-0. But anyway, but I also have a standalone play in college football and a Major League Baseball play. So check that out. Listen, this is week 1 college football. You already know how I get down when it comes to this. I'm giving up a lot of plays. It's that simple. Upwards of 15 to 20 plays on the college football Saturday. So that's where I'm at with it. And then, this year's no different. Week 1's no different. I'll be locked and loaded in this one. So, jump on something long-term, 3-day, 7-day, 30-day. NFL season's popping off. You know how I get down on that. It's a lot going on over on this side. That's been one of the guys for the 2-for-1 handicap promotional. You can't go wrong here. Sports that plays with Big Dogs. Let's get it.
Let's get it indeed with Javon Burtz. Rod, what do you have going over at the site?
And over at Pick Dawgz Premium, I've got loaded college football card. As Jovan said, love college football. Profitable season last year. Looking to continue that. Already profitable this season as well. So jump aboard. Use that 2-for-1 capper promotional. Pair me up with Jovan. We know we're going to have loaded action, so definitely don't miss out on that. I've got my 10-star play of the day still up and available. I'm going to quickly constitute a 3-pack of some later games for you for my Steak Friday. So that'll be up momentarily. But your best deal is take advantage. That 3-day pass. You get Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You know I'll have Monday thrown in there early, so that way you get 4 days for the price of 3. Don't forget that promo code PICK at checkout. And save 50% off your purchases. Jump aboard. Something long term. It's that time of season. Loaded all sports. MLB. You've got college football going and right around the corner. Will be NBA and NFL. So jump aboard. Something long term.
Get on board with the long term with Rod Zawacki. That weekend pass is great right now with the football over. Remember, we got football Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So
and Monday. Yeah,
football.
Exactly. 4-day weekend of college football.
That's right. It's a big matchup. So I got a 3-pack up there as well. Multi-pack best bets. So get on board. We talked about the long-term passes. This is the time to do it with all these sports overlapping. NFL's next week. NFL's next Thursday, right? We are ready to get ready to roll with NFL, so not too far away. All right, this is the time where we call it our Parlay peripheral segment, where the cappers can give out a parlay or give out a pick. Let's say they might want to pick from tomorrow's games. They might want a soccer. They might want a UFC pick. They might want an NFL Week 1. We'll start with Kirk.
Yeah, I'm going to give out a soccer pick. I'm going to go with Arsenal on the money line, Man City on the money line, and Bayern Munich on the money line. Well, all three teams have not dropped any points all season. They all should win this one. Bayern has their first home game. Man City's on the road to West Ham. Arsenal face Brighton at home. You can get a nice plus 150 parlaying all three of these, and these all three teams, they should roll. So that's going to be my play.
Yeah, from Kirk over to Brian.
Yeah, I'm going to do a WNBA 3-team parlay. The Dallas Wings plus the points. Las Vegas, the Aces, the Asses finally get a cover for me. And I'm going to take the Seattle Storm plus the points. And tomorrow, make sure you take the Florida Gators. Easy lock. I've been saying it for weeks. Tomorrow's a big day. Make sure you're locked in. Chop, chop.
Locked in with the Gators. Over to Kevin.
I'll take Arizona Diamondbacks on the money line, and we'll take that with the Vegas Aces laying the spread, and then Western Michigan plus the points.
Yeah, from Kevin.
College football.
College football there. Over to Javon.
We're going to roll with the Cleveland Guardians. We're going to roll with the Houston Astros. And I'm looking for a third one, a straight hitter. You know what? Two-teamers. Guardians and Astros. Not going to stretch it with a third one. Load up on it.
There you go. Load it up, says on over to Rod.
And for me, going to go with a 3-teamer. We're going to go with the Guardians on the run line, the Giants on the run line, and the Seattle Storm on the money line. 3-teamer.
Here you go, and I'll be looking.
Oh, hey, you could add San Fran on there too if you want.
Okay.
That's what I was looking for.
Looking for those. Snell.
The Giants. Snell's on the mound.
Snell on the mound. They get those Marlins. All right. Parlay for you here. Blue Jays, Twins under. Mariners and Angels, like the Angels, the plus price. And under there with that Storm and Liberty there. So that's my 3-teamer here for you guys here on the show. One I like the most would be the Cardinals Yankees. With my non-premium best free pick would be the Cardinals today. All right. We got through the show. Let's find out what the Cappers have with their video series. Kirk, I know you've been busy here with your soccer. I don't know if we're getting the MLB totals up there. What do you got going over on the Pick Dawgz YouTube channel?
Yeah, about 10 minutes ago, I just put up 12 soccer videos for tomorrow's game, so make sure to check those out. We have a massive card over there. MLB totals have taken a little bit of a backseat right now as there's been soccer every day, so unsure if those will come back this season as it's getting towards the end of the season and there's so many other sports starting, so who knows, but yeah, I got a lot over on the site.
All right, Brian, I know we can find your contrarian top plays up there as well on the YouTube channel.
Sharp betting, contrarian predictions over at the Pick Dawgz YouTube channel. Just about to get off here and record Saturday's college football play, so make sure you guys check it out.
You got it. And Kevin, over on the YouTube channel, what do you got going?
Every night I put out it's usually a premium pick that I like a lot that I give out. It could be any sport, WNBA, college football. I started doing MLB. I try to throw a prop in there if we can find one early enough for you. So make sure to check that out every day.
Got there from Kevin. Of course, Javon, what you got going with all your parlay videos?
Yeah, the video shorts popping off. It's been kind of ice cold in it. Knows you need to get back on the winning side with it. It's been one win, one loss, or they're both winning. Then all of a sudden, something late happens and it's on the, it goes down the tubes. But I think tonight's going to be a start of a winning streak on the video shorts. So check it out. Continue to check it out.
Check it out. A lot of volume for tomorrow on that board to choose from. Rod, I know we're counting down our days of hockey.
Yeah, definitely count down the days of hockey. Shout out to the Goudreau family for the tragedy. It was just tragic today in the hockey world. So, hockey world's mourning a loss of 2 guys this fine day, and shout out to them and their family. All the best, because that's just tough for them. But definitely tune into the morning show. There's a few people signed up, including I think Brian signed up. We'll see
Yeah.
Alex. We'll see Javon tomorrow as well. I'm quite sure his name's on the list, but I'm quite sure it's Matt. It's in the visible link. We just have to color it in, and then it'll pop up there for sure. I'm quite sure we'll see Javon tomorrow. As well.
That's right. So show of hands, who's on the live show tomorrow? Yeah, we're gonna.
I got to make fun of Miami tomorrow.
That's right. Anybody Sunday? Kirk for Sunday and Javon on Sunday. There you go. So you know, tune in the morning here at 10 a.m. Eastern Time Saturday for the morning show. A lot of college football for you Saturday and a single game Sunday, but more baseball as well. And that's going to do it for the show, guys. Let's go ahead and goodbye to you guys. You guys make a winning night and winning weekend, and we'll catch up with you.